Alright, how's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be doing some more Nomad survival builds. Today we're actually going to be doing Infernal Ray. Kind of looking forward to this one. It's a skill that I think could be good, and I have no idea what happens at level 10, so I'm really interested to see how it goes. The ability in general, it's that giant purple laser beam that rotates around you. Something I always got, but you know, it was never my main like damage dealer or anything like that. So I'm interested to see how it's going to look at level 10. I also know that they did an update to the Spectral Bow Sprite, so I'm hoping that it's a little bit easier to see now. Let's see. We'll just go Cultist and Nomad as always. Nomad, we need those extra rolls. They also changed the layout, if you could see that. The layout for the maps and everything is different because they're saying they are preparing for some more maps. So looking forward to that. We'll see if I'm fortunate enough to get a Infernal Ray pretty early, because it's not one of those skills that I would say, you know, appears very often as I get it. So that's Infernal Ray, this laser beam. So my understanding is that as you kind of exist, the ray is going around you, even when it's not shooting. And whenever it goes off another time, it shoots where it should be, basically, based off where it was previously. I could be wrong. This is just what I think. I am not 100% sure, though, because sometimes it just goes in the same places. So I'm not sure if it's enemy closest to you, which doesn't seem like it, because, like, I'll stand next to these guys. Laser beam does not go that way, as you can see. I'm definitely going to need to pick up another ability, though, because this is not convenient. My worry with this one isn't its damage, it's just it's so inconsistent with where it's at. You can't really play around it, basically. Ooh, and looking at Spectral Bow, it definitely looks a lot nicer. It's much easier to see now. Looks like they also did an update to the arrows. The arrows are much different now. I like them. They look good. Okay, so at level 5 it gets to shoot in both directions. Okay, I had no idea. That makes it significantly better. It's a little bit easier to play around now, especially on this map. On Dry Marsh, I don't know how I'd feel. Enemies aren't really forced in the same like corridors as they are here, so it's not as easy to hit everything, basically. I think this is the worst I've ever done in regards to getting the EXP bonuses. And I get one. See, that's one of my rules for video games is if something's not happening, you just need to complain about it. And if you complain about it 50% of the time, 100% of the time, it's gonna show up for you. I really would like to just get more of the EXP ones, but it doesn't seem like it. However, I am almost max level, and as you can see, look, complained about it, got XP. It's foolproof. But yeah, so I've never gotten the Infernal Ray this far up, and as you can see, it's definitely more consistent with how often it shoots. However, the damage isn't that crazy, really. I think it's hitting for like 180. Yeah, 184. I'm wondering if at max level you get one in all directions. That would be awesome. Then I would say this is like a fantastic build. Both of your rays never end, but no other rays can be created. Okay, interesting. Oh, I was about to say, I think we just bugged it. So now I can see at least the full path of the ray, and so you could play around that a little bit more. In itself, I don't really think it's game breaking. It's nice damage, yes, and it definitely gives you something to play around. No complaints there, but I don't think it's like absolutely game breaking or anything like that. Holy crud, that chest died in 4.0 seconds. Good lord. Okay, let's see if we can get it. Nice, we got it already. I'm pretty sure this first one just makes it to where you rotate faster. Yeah, so let me just check for sure. Rotation speed's doubled, so that is pretty nice. We'll focus on getting the weapon skill size up. This is fantastic for this map, though. The negative is that you off-screen a lot of things. The positive is that you off-screen a lot of things. It's one of those win-lose situations where it's nice because you don't have to worry about getting attacked by any of the enemies. However, it makes leveling up a little bit harder because you have to actually go out of your way to find the experience nodes. I know it's dumb to complain about that, but I complain. I'm actually going to stop re-rolling to make sure we get that times 64 reroll. I don't know why I took cooldown reduction. Does absolutely nothing. Overall, though, much better than the last one I did, which was, oh shoot, what was that last one? It's so hard to remember. Oh gosh. See, so you just like play around moving the beam into the direction of the boss. Gosh, what was the last one I did? I did not enjoy it a lot. It didn't really increase the damage at all. I was really disappointed. Oh, it was Purifying Circle. I was really disappointed with that build. Unfortunate. I will take the daggers because the daggers are good. Plus 6 bounces. It's always good. I like the dancing daggers because they're one of the few items that the knockback is very strong on. You could pretty much play around standing in one spot. It's kind of like the bone in Vampire Survivor. Hopefully we can get the second beam though. I'd like to see what changes are made. Oh yeah, I gotta stop rerolling. So the next one is times 32. Once I get that reroll, I'll just, go into rerolling after I level up. Odds of me getting the times 64, not very high unless I want to save a lot of my rerolls. I also don't think it has that big of an impact on the game, honestly. I have to say though, this isn't like the greatest damage dealer in the world. I feel like I'm gonna struggle a little bit when it comes to bossing. Just purely because it's so hard to actually target the AI. So let's go kill the portal. Also walking, not the easiest thing in the world. In the same direction anyways. However, you do kill chests very fast. Granted, I don't know if that's because of the cultist passive, the weapon skill, or if that's actually the weapon skill. Sadly, I didn't get it that time. Still have boss at 14, and then the chests at 15 and 20 and 25, as well as the 21-minute boss. We'll see. I'm hopeful. Generally, things don't go this well, so I'd be really sad if we got the Relic on the first attempt, as well as the item maxed out very early on, and we just weren't able to get that second relic. Granted, it has happened before, so if it does, I won't be too surprised. Just disappointed. This is definitely the worst I've done in regards to the item pickup and EXP though. Generally, I would have everything maxed out already. Skill Skies doesn't seem like it's being too impactful. They are larger, yes, but I don't think it's huge. Granted, I mean, the clear's really strong, so no complaints. Like, the orbs are getting better, but the laser beams I just don't feel like are having the same changes. I know it's just my eyes, but it just seems that way. $517 though is pretty good. It struggles on the larger red mobs because it doesn't actually really stay on them for that long. Almost the rotation speed upgrade is almost detrimental to this skill, honestly. Here's Cthulhu. I mean, the damage itself is good, but like actually targeting the boss, I feel like you have to match the rotation of the beam if you want to deal consistent damage, and I can't do that on a boss like this just purely because the specters will kill me. Please. Unlucky. Okay, we still got a couple more chests. It's no big deal. Hopefully that spawned in the middle. It's always easier when they spawn just directly in the middle. It did not spawn in the middle, unfortunate. Granted, you can see how great the clear is when it does finally get around to being in front of you. Alright, the laser beams are becoming a respectable size. I have less complaints. Did I just misclick? No, I didn't. Okay. I thought for some reason I didn't hit the ability I was going for. I'm zoning out. I'm rolling past things that I actually want. Just not paying attention. I do like the bow change though. The bow looks great. Before, the arrows just look, I don't want to say funny, but very different. Nice. Okay, got the second relic. Awesome. We can play the game. Wow, did that double the size? It did. Oh, nice. Okay. Wow, it's almost like, I don't even know if things could hit me, honestly. This is very, very appealing. See, when I play games like this is exactly what I'm looking for. I want to see weapon skills the size of my screen. I don't want to see my character, which, I mean, they layered everything very well. My character's on top of the weapon ability, so you can see yourself. You're not going to get too discombobulated or anything like that. But yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. Honestly, I think this is going to put the build at my favorite build so far. Maybe other than the fireball. Because it checks all my boxes for me, right? Aesthetically, it's one of the most appealing builds I've done so far. It's exactly how I would want it to look. The only thing that could be better is if you put one in each direction. And then the damage output is actually pretty good. I mean, I'm almost hitting 1,000. Once I get the 10% damage upgrades, I definitely think I will be hitting that. Because, I mean, it hits 677 right now, so, you know, it gets 67 increase, then it gets like 73 increase. And it's only level 5. Yeah, this is great. And the crits are over 1,000. Crit would be very good on this. Any ability that deals damage constantly, crit is always going to do very well because it's hitting the enemy multiple times. every single time it actually deals damage. So that's fantastic. Now I just get to pick whatever I want for fun. Do I have, let's see, I got Dagger, Chain Light Shock, and Fireball. We'll see if I can get any of the other ones to 2. I don't really care too much now though. I took Bow just because I love Bow so much. Alright, now we're dealing 793. Mathematically, we should get over 1,000. But I never said I was good at math. The Bow Relic, I think, doubles the size as well. Yeah, projectile size doubled. Gonna have to do a bow build guide one of these days. I think it might be my next thing that I do. Oh look, it's me versus me. Blue form. Oh lord. That was almost bad. Nice. The perfect thing in that situation, if I could get it to where I got the boss ability from that boss, oh my, that would look so good. As always, this is the least favorite part of my game. This whole thing's falling from the sky while these bugs block off the direction you can walk. On top of the fact that that boss spawns, so it's like 3 things that are directly impacting the direction you could walk significantly. Oh, I hate it. I know that's what makes the game challenging, but doesn't mean it's a good time. Almost done. It's only 5 minutes, so it's not super impactful, but it is annoying. Chain Light Shock put it in work as always. I'm interested to see the DPS charts after this one. Because this is one of the abilities that, you know, hits multiple things, so that's good. I'm actually going to grab that just because I have the 2 relics. Just for fun. You see how impactful it is. All I have is the weapon skill size, and it's already that large. Where am I at DPS by 902? Oh yeah, definitely gonna be getting this to 1,000 for sure. I almost want to say that I can confidently just walk forward, but it looks like I can't. You would think with how like each thing is touching next to each other, the 2 orbs, right, that it would be dealing damage next to me, but I think the damage isn't dealt from the orbs, it's outside the orb. Game really likes colorless glyph though, I have to say. Out of all the relics, that one pops up the most, 100%. We're into the mobs don't spawn fast enough stage. Alright, we're dealing with 1,000 damage, so it's 1,036, 1,035. That is absurd. Absolutely absurd. I think that's one of the highest numbers I've seen in this outside of the crits. So almost 1100, just like barely below it. That's crazy. As you can see, it clears things very well once it hits them. Would I be in kind of a sticky situation if mobs actually spawn very quickly? I think so. I think if you took this skill, put it on Vampire Survivor, it definitely wouldn't be as impactful as this. Because as, you know, the game goes later, more and more things spawn, you have less and less time to really think about what you're going to do. Whereas that is not the case here. So I definitely have a lot more wiggle room. Alright, boss is gonna spawn. Let's see if I can actually live this time. I am just repeatedly killing myself on accident because I'm just not paying attention to the red circle. The first boss's ability that spins that circle around. I just for some reason can't pay attention to that. I don't know why. I always walk into it and it hits you like 7 times in the 1 second it hits you, so you just die immediately basically. Okay, he's a bug. Alright, good damage, good damage. Hey, nice. Alright. You know, I'm happily surprised with the DPS. It has a higher DPS than Chain Lightchalk, and Chain Lightchalk was pretty up there. In levels is maxed. I had one of the relics for it, so yeah, I'm somewhat surprised that Infernal Ray did that well. Did I get it very early on? Yes, but I got Chain Lightchalk also. So overall, like I said, this build's definitely almost a 10 for me. I mean, it looks fantastic, especially when it's with the max size. The second relic doubles the size, which made it almost a whole corridor. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I mean, for the most part, it was really good. I almost wish that the first relic didn't increase the rotation speed, because then you would actually be able to maybe get some more DPS off, because it's almost rotating too quickly. But at the higher levels, when you're dealing so much damage, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, it looks great. It felt great. It was a very fun playthrough. And if you guys like the build or have any questions, definitely let me know down below. Thank you as always, and I will see you guys on the next video.